Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat at happy fiesta po sa ating lahat. We celebrate today the solemnity of the Assumption of Mary. Gusto ko po magsimula sa pagbibigay ng isang warning. This homily is not for the faint of heart. Kaya, kung hindi ka handang mabulabog at masampal, kung hindi ka handang mapukaw at mamulat, pwede mo munang i-mute ang iyong device. Excuse ka ngayon sa di pakikinig sa homily na ito. Bumalik ka na lamang, i-unmute mo na lang ulit pagkatapos ng aking homily. Kasunduan yan. Tulad ng iba pang mga kapistahan ng ating pananampalataya, ang araw na ito ay hindi dapat maging isang paggunita at pagdiriwang lamang ng mga bagay, dakilang bagay na ginawa ng Diyos kay Maria noon. Bagkus, dapat pagsikapan nating gawing makahulugan at makabuluhan ang kapistahan ng Assumption. Make it relevant in the here and now. Ang tamang pag-intindi at pagtugon sa mga pagbasa ngayon ay kailangan para maisalin natin ang relevance nito sa kalagayan at panahon natin. Today's first reading mentions God's Ark of His Covenant. Ang Ark of the Covenant sa Old Testament ay ang box na naglalaman sa remnants na lalabi ng 10 Commandments. The Ark of the Covenant bore the divine presence to Israel. So hindi lamang ito sumisimbolo, kundi para sa Israel, ito ay naglalaman ng presensya ng Diyos para sa kanila. Bago na itayo ang templo sa Jerusalem, dinadala ang ark na ito sa battlefield sa tuwing makikipagdigma ang Israel laban sa mga kaaway nito. Keep that powerful image in mind. The ark being brought into the battlefield. Sino ba yung bagong Ark of the Covenant na tinutukoy sa Book of Revelation sa unang pagbasa ngayon? Mary is the new Ark of the Covenant because she carried within her, in a vivid way, the very personal presence of God, Jesus Christ. And take note, maging sa Revelation, ang new ark ay associated sa pakikibaka at pakikidigma. Balikan po ninyo yung first reading. Ganito po ang commentary ni Bishop Robert Barron tungkol dito. In contrast to our conventional view of the Virgin Mary as timid and shy, the book of the Revelation presents her as a warrior who has brought into the world a new way of dealing with worldly power. Christ, who is love itself. Yung kasunod na sinabi ni Bishop Barron ay matindi at dapat lamang na magmulat sa atin. Sabi niya, if we do not approach the world as a battlefield between love and violence, we will become spiritually blind. But the Blessed Virgin Mary, as a warrior, helps us to see this reality while assuring us that her Son has already won the battle. We have to see the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary as a call to battle. Call to battle against the forces of violence by bringing Christ and spreading His love wherever we are. Mga kapatid, ito yung susi sa makahulugan at makabuluhang pagdiriwang na kampistahan ngayon na sinasabi ko at pinapanukala ko. We are not talking about mere sentimental battle that can be fought with mere pious words and deeds, with novenas and flowers, but rather, we are talking of real battle that calls for warm bodies, willing and able to bring the kingdom values, the values of honesty and decency, of justice and peace, of liberty and equality, of love for the poor and the weak, of respect for human life. Bring these values into the battlefield. The worldly power, which relies on violence and cruelty, threat and intimidation, oppression and repression, is very much at work in our society today. Kung hindi mo yan nakikita at kung hindi ka nababahala, yan yung sinasabi ni Bishop Barron na pagiging spiritually blind. Mary's revolutionary image in the book of Revelation finds expression in the revolutionary statement of the Magnificat that she sings and proclaims in today's gospel reading. Ang definition po ng Merriam-Webster Dictionary sa revolutionary ay, revolutionary is tending to or promoting revolution, constituting or bringing a major or fundamental change. Babasahin ko po uli ang isang bahagi ng Magnificat at babasahin ko ito sa Tagalog para mas may dating. Ibinagsak niya ang mga hari sa kanilang trono at itinaas ang mga nasa abang kalagayan. Binusog niya ng mga mabubuting bagay ang mga nagugutom at pinalaya niyang wala ni anuman ang mayayaman. Wala po akong pinapalitan, wala po akong iniimbento, binasa ko lamang ang Magnificat. Sa liwanag ng sinasaad ng Revelation tungkol sa pakikibakan ng New Ark at sa mensaheng ito ng Magnificat, nai-imagine ko si Maria. Again, this is not for the faint of heart. Nai-imagine ko si Maria bilang isang babaeng kasama sa protesta. Protesta laban sa social injustice, inequality, and dehumanizing poverty. Kahirapan na nagpapababa sa dignidad ng tao. Laban sa pagbabanta, pananakot, paninira, panggigipit, paniniil ng mga nasa kapangyarihan. Laban sa pangbabastos, sa kababaihan, at pangbabalahura sa kapwa. Laban sa extrajudicial killings at iba pang uri ng karahasan. Laban sa anti-terrorism law at pagbabalik ng death penalty. Laban sa graft and corruption, political dynasty, and oligarchy. At laban sa pagbubulag-bulagan, pagsasawalang kibo, pagsasawalang bahala ng mamamayan natin. Nai-imagine ko ito sapagkat ito yung modern battlefield na kung saan dapat nating dalhin ang new ark of the covenant. At sa ganitong paraan lang din natin maisasalin ang diwa ng Magnificat. Ayon kay Bishop Robert Barron, hindi tayo dapat manatiling bulag sa digmaang nangyayari sa pagitan ng puwersa ng karahasan at puwersa ng pag-ibig. Sabi niya, with Mary the new ark, we must confront the worldly power that uses violence and oppression. Deal with it by bringing Jesus and His love into this battlefield. Ang tanong, kapatid, makakasama ka kaya ni Maria sa pakikibaka at pakikidigma gamit ang sandata ng pag-ibig ni Kristo? Are you not on the other side, ignoring, condoning, and perhaps even doing violence and oppression together with the powers that be? Yan yung matapang na tanong na ibinabato sa atin ng Magnificat. Mary's Magnificat is not just a hymn. It is not just a song of praise. It is a principle of life by which Mary lived and by which we must live. Just like Mary, we must seek contentment in life solely from God. We must be prepared to be lowly servants of God's will. We must have nothing to do with pride and arrogance. We must choose to live in the spirit of poverty, simplicity, and total dependence on God. Indeed, my dear sisters and brothers, the solemnity of the Assumption is a message of hope. As Mother Mary's children, we must be messengers of hope. How? Precisely by joining her in the battlefield. This is not for the faint of heart. We have to live by the truth that we too can share in Mary's heavenly glory, in her Assumption, if we make our lives a living proclamation of the Magnificat, a vibrant testimony to the gospel of truth, justice, and peace.